remaining field will be the site of the yearly rivalry between Lynn English and Lynn Classical. The two teams will face off for the 105th edition of their Thanksgiving Day rivalry.
Rivalry is everything for us. Growing up in the city of Lynn, that's all you got.
This is the end of the season, and it's the last one. Everyone comes to this game. It's Turkey Day. Stadium's usually full.
I played in a lot of big college games, and I don't know if any compared to like the Thanksgiving games where it's just so intense, so electric.
One of the best rivalry games on Thanksgiving for the last close to 100 years now. The city comes out to support both sides of the ball, regardless who wins or loses, but it's always good to get a win on your Thanksgiving morning.
Energy in this game, everyone in Lynn's there, everyone comes down, fills out the seats. So much passion through this game with all the players. You can just feel the energy from the crowd. All the work you put in during the week, all comes through on the game.
That Thanksgiving rival was everything for me, due to the simple fact is like most of my family went to classical, and I was one guy that went to English.
Growing up with the kids, because you have the East and West and Papa One as well, so all of us grew up together, man, just waiting for that day to play in the big game where everybody comes out.
See, playing in the game, you're just worried about going out there and just playing your best, doing what you got to do, what you've been coached, and you control a whole lot, right? When you're coaching in the game, you're responsible for a whole program, a whole team, and really a whole half of the city.
It's my first time playing in a Thanksgiving game between two of the best teams in Lynn.
It's actually my first Thanksgiving game, so it's going to be special. You know, it's a whole different atmosphere out there compared to all the other games.
It's lining up, getting ready to go. Tears came down my eyes, man. Like, I'm here, I made it, man.
It means a lot to us, obviously. It's Thanksgiving game. That's the most important game of the year for us.
Many of the players involved in this game have played with or against each other through Pop Warner and other Little League footballs. A win in this game will give them bragging rights for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we're all friends regardless of what side or what school you go to, but once the pads comes on, and that's your mentality of friendship have to brush to the side.
It's just a fun game to be versing kids that you know across the way, and I don't know, put a pounding on them.
Played with a lot of those kids up at, through Pop Warner, just ended up going to different high schools, so I think it makes that rivalry a little bit stronger, because you want to be able to, have that bragging rights, because it's actually like the title for the city.
A lot of people take pride in this game. A lot of people come back that have played in this game. They want to see who's the better team every year.
Basically, bragging rights for the city. What school, what side is the best side, man? Westland, Eastland, Classical, English,
It's a healthy rivalry, and it's a very special one. And when you get to play against kids from your neighborhood, it's something to talk about. And it's really, there's a lifelong camaraderie, especially growing up in Lynn. I think it's a long-term relationship that you get to establish when you have that experience.
For me, it was everything, just going out there, every Thanksgiving playing versus my friends, and we never lost versus them, so it was always a good feeling at the end of the game.
We're fortunate enough to play against our crosstown rivals, people that, a lot of these kids grew up with, a lot of us coaches grew up with, played for, played with, played against, kids played with, played against growing up, so everybody knows each other.
The Thanksgiving game, it felt like honestly, it felt like we were in a college environment. Like, it felt like the entire city came out.
Just like when you're a little kid, you always go to the Lynn English versus Lynn Classical game. There's no other game to go to on Thanksgiving, so you just kind of like reliving the legacy of all these past years, so you just want to ball out.
Big plays, wins, losses. Many players will hold these memories with them for the rest of their lives.
I remember watching the seniors that day when they lost, as I'm speaking as a junior, and I just wanted to, I told myself that my last year of football, that I was going to give it everything I got, and a lot of it was in the weight room and a lot of the preparation going into it. So my senior year, that's exactly what happened.
My most memorable was scoring a touchdown that game. I scored a touchdown that game, and that was my most memorable moment my senior year on Thanksgiving Day and winning that game.
My year was, we played Thanksgiving in 1998. We beat English 18-14, and it was a tough battle, tough morning. It was cold. Scored my last high school touchdown at the Old Manning Bowl, 17 yards. run. Once I scored, I dropped the ball and I kicked it to the end zone.
You know, we were up like 22 or 30 nothing, and we just went for an onside kick.
Yep.
We just went for the onside kick just because it just shows how much these two teams hate each other.
My most memorable game probably was my junior year. I think we came out on top 42-26. I mean, it was just clicking in all cylinders, man. We were scoring the ball. Coach Dempsey put in the dog offense, which is what they call the Wildcat nowadays.
Setting a block or something for Ish that gave him like a wide open touchdown. Saw that everyone set a block, and it felt good to just see him step in the end zone.
I actually had 2 interceptions against Mikey Quintana, and I never forget that because those are actually my first varsity interceptions, and I remember those being very important to me because I really, I never got to experience that in the season, and I did it against Mikey Quintana, which was a big deal for me.
My most memorable probably was my last Thanksgiving game, being that it was with my class, but all my friends who I played with at Pop Warner, it was so many people who competed their whole lives.
For me, it was, even though we were down, it was like end of the third quarter, we're down like, 38-0 or whatever, and I just look in the stands and everybody's still there cheering us on.
It has to go back to sophomore year. That was my first year starting, and I was so nervous, and then just like going on and seeing all the fans, it all went away.
It'd probably be one of the interceptions I threw, unfortunately, which hopefully we won't do this year. But
in 2007, Manning Field opened. Prior to that, the game was played at Manning Bowl up until 2004. For many of the former players, there was nothing like playing at Manning Bowl on a Thursday morning.
Manning Bowl, that was the venue. That's where you wanted to play at, man. Harry Gannis, the man, they set the tone there. Another classical alum. It was a beautiful thing. Pure grass. The field was hard. We wore sneakers that day. That's how cold it was. In the middle, in the rain, it's a mud bowl, but in the winter it was cold. You can just wear sneakers. No cleats even needed.
It was just amazing to walk through the stadium and go through the Old Manning Bowl and go through the tunnel at the Old Manning Bowl and come out on Thanksgiving Day. It was crowded. It's probably one of the biggest days that it's been over the last few years.
I remember as a kid walking down the Manning Bowl, and you could literally walk through the Highlands and just hear the roar of the crowd because it was just like that intense.
Man, the atmosphere, the energy, the vibes, the crowd alone brings you energy.
Going back to the history, I remember going to Manning Bowl as a kid and just rooting for my favorite high school varsity player. And I used to just envision myself one day playing at that level on varsity.
I think the kids that play in this era, they miss out on just how many legends came through Manning Bowl, but also like just the feel of going in the tunnel and coming out of the tunnel at halftime. It's an unmatched feeling.
At Manning Bowl was something else. Anybody that played football around the North Shore and even beyond knows about Manning Bowl, and being from Lynn, where its home was, it's a special place.
The rivalry has years and years of tradition, which makes it more special to those who participated in this game.
The captains that came before me, who kind of showed what it meant to play on Thanksgiving and the tradition that holds. It was very special because, Thanksgiving is more like a family-oriented holiday, but in my household, the holiday revolved around first a Thanksgiving game and then go home and eat with the family.
I think what makes this rivalry so special is it's the history. It's over 100 years old. There's so many different levels of generations of players that went through these programs.
Yeah, this game, last game of my high school career, but just to play against my city rival means a lot, not only to people on this team, but my family and just people in.
A lot of tradition that goes into this game, a lot of pride that goes into this game. Alumni come back. It's a really great day in the city of Lynn.
2 teams in Lynn, best 2 teams in Lynn. Just a lot of energy goes through it. We all played together, came up through the same systems. Good to battle out on Thanksgiving.
Years of tradition, people's fathers and uncles and brothers played in this game, and growing up in Lynn, just what you want to do if you're a football player, definitely.
I think for me, it's like the culture around, the rivalry, because, as you're running out on the field, you have guys in Letterman jackets from 5-6 years ago, just wishing you luck, and it's like everybody's there. And like I met people from way back that was like, I still remember my senior year playing when they played versus English, so I feel like that's the thing for me.
Knowing all the people playing back then, and you getting that chance to play, just like they did, it's a huge opportunity because not a lot of kids get that.
I never forget the amount of fans that show up, even no matter what, whether it's cold or raining, whatever the weather is, the occasion, usually our fans come out in numbers, and I think that makes it very special in its own way.
The lead up is always a lot of trash talk. It's always the coaches, you stay away from the East Lynn side and they stay away from the West Lynn side. It's very, it's a very intense week.
It's all about winning in this game. You do not want to be on the losing end of this big game.
Transferred from Lynn Tech, I went over to Lynn English and we won that sophomore year. My junior year we won, and senior year we capped it off with another win. So for me, I'm undefeated versus Lynn Classical, so that's always the best feeling ever.
My 3 years, we went 3-0 against English, so I don't know what it feels like to lose on Thanksgiving.
So I was 2 for 2, but my senior year we blew them out. We got I lost track of the score.
I was 2-2. We got blown out my freshman year, 49-0. My sophomore year, we came back, beat them 44-0. Junior year, we beat them 42-26. And my senior year, I think we lost 24-6 or something like that.
We were a very close-knit group with the coaches and just the whole program, and being able to go 4-0 on Thanksgiving, and kind of the way we were able to do it in that last game was something special and something that is probably one of my fondest memories on Thanksgiving as a player.
Last year, we bounced back, and we had a 38-0 win.
We need to redeem ourselves. Last year, 38-0. We just got to come back stronger.
We lose. The whole season didn't really mean anything to us, so winning is definitely a huge part of this right now.
This year's game is sure to live up to the hype, and players and coaches are all ready.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Rams.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Classical, let's get it.
Go Dogs.
Let's go Rams.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
I sit in the booth and I root for both of them now because I work with both teams academically. So it's go Rams, go Bulldogs this year. Sorry.
They kicked the ground ball all the way back to the 28-yard line. They faked the reverse. Now they're going to try that little razzle-dazzle lob. Rivera got a block. He's still going. Rivera's going to run it back for a touchdown. No time on the clock. Rivera runs it back for a touchdown. And Classical's going to win the game. Are you kidding me?